Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into another daily read. This time we're going to talk about Thursday or thereabout. Of course, you can see we're going to utilize the Wisdom of the Oracle deck to begin. So let's remove this crystal and do some shuffling and see what we're beginning with. It feels like this is a day of peaceful success, peaceful accomplishments. I feel like you're wanting more out of life, and they're saying this may feel continued, even increased for some. Thinking about the recent days, but it is as well going to be another day where your masculine side is quite relevant and being put to use, coming out to shine with the Yang card. But I feel the need to say that there's a sense of passion that you maybe have been lacking recently, and it's coming out to play as the wording I'm being given. There's a sense of you wanting to more so have your world within your grasp, wanting to be more in control, wanting to be more hands-on, and they're saying this is how you're going to be able to achieve the results that you've been lacking partially and or fully rewinding back recently. But it does feel like they're saying that you're at a bit of a fork in the road. I mean, naturally with this card coming out, it's a day where you can't help but feel decisions are taking a highlight, choices, of course, naturally, less of which, from the recent past, but your choices currently throughout this day in certain ways and surrounding it, but in a more important way, your choices for the future. You might find that you're being put in a spot where you feel one way is right, but the other way could be right as well. One choice could be right, but the other could be right in a different manner, different way, or different ways. But they're saying you're one intuitive soul. So to remember that you can feel things out accurately, especially at this point along your path, is going to be the best route for you. Naturally, I do feel your spirit guides, one if not multiple, will come through to assist you. But don't be surprised if the main way that they will come through and do so for you throughout this day and surrounding it is pushing you to feel it out, to trust your intuition, because you may be someone like myself where whether you mean to fully or not, you just end up looking outside of you for answers, whether again it's your spirit guides, it's other tarot readers or tarot cards, oracle cards that you pull yourself, a psychic. Otherwise, it could be looking for signs and symbols, confirmation, answers, if you will, once again. But they're saying in the midst of feeling like you're at a fork in the road, again, feel things out and trust what you've learned. I'm being drawn to this little owl here. They're saying that you're one wise soul that at times minimalizes the value, the worth of what you've gained experience-wise, knowledge-wise, within your past, along your path up until this point. And so they're saying combining your passion, your knowledge, your wisdom, experience, and your intuition and selectively Spirit's guidance and protection, you're golden. You'll figure it out. But let's move on to some tarot. I feel like there are little noises throughout this day that could help you, but there are then little noises throughout this day that don't really do it for you, or you're just maybe a little bit annoyed by them or just not wanting them at the very least. But we're moving on to death, all right? It does feel like this is a transformative day, making me think of the Death and Rebirth card is how it's labeled in the Light Seers deck, but they're saying it's more about endings, new beginnings, adjustments, changes, taking a highlight from the past, present, and more so for the future, or the potential of which, and how that's intertwined with your inner transformation, and therefore naturally is reflected, showing you evidence of the transformation outside of you in your external reality. But let's put this right in the middle. Where we know we will flow is what I just heard. Where we know we will flow. We also have the Four of Cups. I sense that you are looking at something or the potential of something within your life at this time, and then therefore it being compared to something from the past. Even if that was a quick fleeting option or two, you're finding that something within your world at this time, for whatever reason, if not multiple, is making you think about how something wasn't the right choice, and whether you chose to move on from that person, place, situation, opportunity, or it was just kind of a natural coming to be. It may have been spirit either way, but for some it was a spiritual tower moment. And I feel like this is essential for you because it's part of this fork in the road. It's part of these decisions, this process for the future. But the Seven of Pentacles, there's a sense of you watering what's of importance, even if you're not fully feeling up to it. Even if, say, you're feeling a bit groggy, a bit tired, burnt out. Yeah, a little bit sleepy is what I just heard. But there's a focus on readings. I'm being drawn to that wording on a sign I have hung up here in my room. I feel there's a focus on you. It feels kind of contradicting with the message before, but a focus on a reading or two that you did and or listened to, received, purchased maybe from the past. I feel you don't retain all the information that Spirit is providing you through other sources. Do you know what I mean? And I sense that there may be some remembrance coming to be in regards to that because it was key information. This reminds us each to individually write things down, to maybe type it in our phone if we're out and about on the go or just don't have pen and paper at hand, because I feel you're very spiritually connected and there's a lot of information that comes through of importance. Sorry, I didn't pull that on camera, but the King of Cups coming out, I sense that you are also going to be pushed to think about the combination of your one, if not multiple, water placements, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and as well, given this is a fire sort of energy, your fire placements, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, and how those do at times feel very opposite, and maybe even contradicting, but you have, I feel, at least one of each within your chart, even if you're not fully aware of it, because our charts do go quite in depth. But they're saying it's going to be a day where you'll be utilizing both. And the King of Cups also talking about your advancement, your maturity, your emotional, maturity, okay? Feeling as if you're not letting things get the best of you at this point, at least not for the most part. And if you do feel some emotion coming to be, maybe you have to go through some healing, some sorting through, pay attention to it selectively in the right way. But you may as well be an empath like myself, so maybe just cleanse your energy or get away from a situation or both, and you'll find that clearing up quite quickly. There's something about a face mask that Spirit wants you to put on throughout this day, whether it's to help with your aging, moisture that's needed within your pores is what I'm hearing. It could more so be for just pleasure, simplicity, relaxation. For somebody, it has to do with acne needing to be cleared up. Anyways, but as well, they're also reminding you to make sure you're flossing because your teeth is important. Your teeth are important. Okay, the health and your health in that sense. As I struggle a bit, the King of Swords being the second king, reiterating the fact that your masculine side is very important, relevant, and obvious throughout this day. But the King of Swords coming through on a different note because you are, again, very wise, and we already mentioned that. But this is talking about you being a source of information as well. Okay, somebody drawn to the reading, you're a light worker, or at the very least are meant to now more than ever utilize your spiritual connection from the past and currently to assist other people. It doesn't have to be something obvious like what I'm doing here, where I'm relaying and providing you with messages from source, but you may need to, again, remember certain messages that you received, rewinding back and even jot down and utilize in the future or throughout this day, for that matter, for some, that you're receiving from Spirit, because that's meant to now more than ever again be a part of your path, and you're going to make the world of a difference in people's lives. the way you balance things out is more obvious to others than you think. I don't know why I'm getting that. Even people at a distance. Your peaceful nature, even if that's not fully relevant or obvious throughout this day, that's somehow part of this Thursday for you. You're one strong individual with the Strength card coming out, and naturally with all that your path in life, all that life entails, the ups and downs, the twists and turns, the lefts and rights, as I usually say, you're needing to regain that strength. There's something about you needing to remember as well how angelic you truly are, getting kind of a halo energy imagery vibe from this infinity symbol. But they're saying in the midst of that, you're going to need to remember that the possibilities, or maybe realize for some, for the first time accurately, that the possibilities are through the roof for you. They're endless. There's also a focus on you needing to more so reach for the exceeding of your individual potential. Because whether it's you meant to or you purposely, you meant to or you didn't, I guarantee up until this point there have been times, obviously some more than others, where you held yourself back or reached your potential to an extent and then decided to accept it. You know what I'm saying? And it's not to say, I'm not saying you should be grateful for that, appreciative and proud of yourself, but they're saying along your individual path, which is very special, being a very strong and special, talented soul, you're needing to, at this point more than ever, reach for more than your potential, to exceed it. And don't be surprised when the results, the transformation, the development of your soul and your path is quite extreme. I'm getting the word epic. But yeah, I didn't mean to go on this long for this reading, but it was purposeful. So I'll leave it at that. I hope it was truly helpful. Sending you love and light, of course. Until the next read, do take care.